All right, so this is one of the topics that we talk about when we're talking about being financially competent. Like, okay, financially competent, you know how and understand how all your businesses being ran, set up, handled, tax-wise, and so forth and so on. Most people, what they don't get when I'm speaking of competency is they think that they have things in order, but they have no idea what's going on in their business. Classic example. What you want to do is you want to set your business up so that it's separate from yourself. That's your goal, right? So now what happens is you'll end up going to an attorney, an accountant, or some type of financial advisor. Or some financial advisor. They're going to tell you that you don't want to elect your classification as a C Corp because you're going to be double taxed. Here's the thing that happens though. They set your LLC up. They may even set you up as an S Corp. At the end of the day, the IRS is still looking at you as simply a disregarded entity, or as your business as a disregarded entity, meaning it's simply an alter ego of your personal self. So this is why an LLC is called an LLC. It's a limited liability. At the end of the day, because you are actually attached to this, you are the one that's responsible for things that go on. So at the end of the day, you can be taxed and sued out of your personal property. You know what I'm saying? Once they crack your corporate veils and things of that nature. So now, here's the thing. If you're to ask a person that's in business, they think because they in business and they run it if you're to ask them what is their entity classification at the IRS on the federal level, they don't know. Why? Because their attorney set it up for them or their accountant set it up for them. They have no clue what's going on, why it's going on, or anything, because they have a middleman intervening that's handling all of their business. So this is what I mean about being financially competent. See, when you're financially competent, I'll give you an example. When it comes to the thing with the C Corp and the double tax, the idea is because when you take a distribution, so say when you get paid from your C Corp, your check gets taxed just like it does when you go to work now. At the same time, the money that came in from the beginning, the C Corp is getting taxed for it because it's separate from you. So it's got to get hit with tax. Now you're going to get hit with tax a second time when you take a distribution. If you structure your entity so that you're not taking distributions, you're not getting hit with a double tax. See, most people who have a business around here, they're still filing a 1040 tax return form, which is a personal tax form, and then their business is coming in under the 1040. You should what you want to do for what you're trying to accomplish, where that you're actually totally separate from your business. So now you can't be personally held liable for anything here. You can't be personally taxed or sued out of your property based upon things that's in the business, this, that, and the third. And vice versa. The business can't be taxed or sued out of things that you've done personally in your life. So that's where that classification filing comes in. After you obtain an EIN number, you got 90 days to turn in the classification form to let the IRS know that you want this entity recognized as a C Corp for tax purposes. Ask the average person, is that form filed with their business? They don't even know. So how can you possibly consider yourself competent in the handling of your social affairs and you don't even know how your business is running? See what I'm saying? So, example. Now, once you know and understand how C Corp works, this, that, and the third, and you understand how you want to set up your business structure so that you're not incurring any personal tax liability. Now you go to an attorney to draw up the agreement. Here, this is what I want done. Is anything that I'm trying to do here illegal? No. Okay, so set it up like this, and this is the way I want to run it. So now he'll draw up the documentation for you to put on file with the Secretary of State so that you're protected. Because remember, everything is about notice. You're always putting the government on notice of what it is you're doing so that when the time comes, the company speaks for itself. You know what I mean? You can't go in a courtroom and talk for your company. What talks for your company is all of the documentation and all of the contractual agreements that's on file with the Secretary of State. You know what I'm saying? So later on, when you're coming for, if taxes come up in your personal name, it's showing how your business is structured, where that you're taken care of, but you're not collecting a taxable income. You see what I'm saying? But if at the time that it comes, you can't go in the courtroom and explain this, you know what I'm saying, out of your mouth. The paperwork has to already be on file to explain it. This is why you put your it's called filing paperwork is putting them on notice of what you're trying to do. This is how you avoid other legal issues later on down the line, because you were not trying to do anything foul, this, that, and the third. My documentation says what I was trying to do from the beginning. If they had anything against what I was doing, the state was supposed to inform me and shit. Because just like against you, anything you say can and will be held against you. Things of that nature, ignorance is no excuse. Ignorance of the law is no excuse. That's the same thing applies to them as well. You know what I'm saying? Silence is acquiescence. You know what I'm saying? So once you put your documentation in and it's on file, if they don't rebuttal it within a certain period of time, then this is what it is. This is how we're operating. The state is aware of it.